Hello and welcome to my watch reviews. Well, it's been a month since my last video, and in that month San Martin have continually sent me watches that I didn't even know were coming or asked for, and here we go. We've got 6, possibly 7 watches in fact in this video. All I think of their own design or have got influences from other watches. Most of them they're classing as pilot watches, but I'll leave that interpretation to yourselves. Very utilitarian, nice standard sizes. So we'll go through all the facts, figures, specifications, all of that. My opinion, whether I like them or not. So without further ado, let's get on with it. I'm going to start with this one. The model number on this is SN0105-G. There will be links to them all down below should you want to find out any more information on them at the end of the video. So what can we say about this one? Well, this is a brand new modern watch looking like a vintage watch. However, this is a homage to the Longines from their Heritage collection. But it is a nice looking watch if you like that sort of thing. I like genuine vintage watches. This has got a really cool speckled effect dial to give it that little bit of aging, and that handset as well is very traditional, old-fashioned. So I do actually like that. The more I talk about it, the more I start to begin to like it. You've got very legible Arabic numeral print there, so no problems telling the time, and a typical minute track running around the outside. Onto the sizing. Well, this is where they get quite nice actually. 38.5 millimeters, or just over 1.5 inches if you are imperial. It is 12 millimeters thick, which is nearly half an inch, and it's 47mm lug to lug, so it's going to fit most people's wrists quite well. And it's got a lug width of 20 millimeters, so you can change the strap to your heart's content on this one. It's 100 meters water resistant, so you're going to get the reliability like that you certainly don't on a vintage watch. It's got a really big crown on this one, 8.5 millimeters in diameter. I like big crowns actually, that make winding the watch quite easy. This is powered by the Seiko NH35 movement. I think everybody knows that movement. It is nice, standard, very reliable, robust, all the rest of it. So you're gonna get a reliable watch here out of this one. Now it does lack sapphire crystal. It only has mineral glass, K1 mineral glass, and it does have some AR coating on it. Finish again is good, typical San Martin. You've got very nice brushed sides, and then you've got a high polished bezel, if you like, on the top. So yeah, pretty decent watch. In the AliExpress sale that is probably just ended by the time this video went out, unfortunately, this was retailing for £121, which is just under 150 US dollars. Is that value for money? Well, you're getting an automatic watch with this particular look. If you like that sort of thing, I think it is. At £150, $150, the world is your oyster in that sort of price bracket. So you kind of got to want to have that look in order to buy this. But to complete this bit, let's just see it on my wrist so you get an idea of how it looks. Very thick strap on this one. I'm not so struck on the colour of the strap. I think it could be darker. But again, you can change that strap to your heart's content. The buckle on the strap has also got San Martin's logo. Very nicely done indeed. Sadly, this watch has got absolutely no lume. So unfortunately, no lume to show you. Here's watch number 2. Model number is SN0108-G2, which means it's version 2, I'm guessing. What to say about this one? Well, it has got an enamelled dial. It's got a nice green colour to it. There is a blue one available too. The sunlight's going to hit it in a moment and you'll see it to its full potential. I just haven't quite warmed to this watch. I don't know why. It's just really isn't my thing, but it might be your thing. The numerals are quite interesting, certainly the way they've positioned the 9 like that and the 3 like that. Not too sure about the centre minute track, but again, we are looking at this supposed to be pilot watch inspiration, and of course some pilot watches do have that track running round the middle. Handset, well, they're syringe hands, they've got some lume on them. I do actually like the Second hand, I like the way it's orange at the tip and blending into white at the centre. That's definitely a very nice touch. It's also available in blue, so I'll put a photograph of that up now. It's also got 100 meters of water resistance, very similar to the other one. Pretty much the same case actually, although this one does have drilled lugs that you'll see in a shot in just a moment. So talking of the sizing, well, it's going to be pretty much exactly the same. It's 38.5 millimeters in diameter, 12 millimeters thick, 47 millimeters lug to lug. This one has a 19 millimeter lug width, which is just a little bit more unusual. Some of my old Omegas and stuff like that have got a 19 millimeter lug, which does limit your strap choices. However, this one does have some loom, so we'll put a nice loom shot of it up now. Loom is BGW9, so it is glowing with a blue hue. It does show a little bit green on the camera. I'm not doing a loom test, haven't got time for it, but as you can see, it is very legible, and that is after a quick blast from my UV pen. This one's also powered by the NH35, so you've got 41-hour power reserve, 23 joules, hacking hand winding, all the bells and whistles and reliability that Seiko's going to give you. This one is fitted though with a top hat, sapphire crystal, also got some AR coating under there, so it's a bit of an upgrade from the previous watch. As you can see in the shot now, it's got the drilled lugs, it's brushed sides, signed crown, polished bezel. I think it's pretty much the same bezel as on nearly all of these watches actually. So what's this one retailing for? Well, again, all of these prices were in the sale, and this one was £156, which is around about 190 US dollars. So that's starting to get a little bit high in my opinion. You've got to like this watch, and I'm sure some of you do. Maybe you want to pay that price. I'd certainly wait for it in a sale and don't pay retail. Well, I don't know what this is going to retail for, but it'd be a lot more. Here it is on my 7-inch or 18 centimeter wrist. As you can see, just a plain ordinary strap again, nice thick one, signed clasp. There you go then, that's watch number 2. Watch number 3 is this one, which you could identify as in the style of a pilot's watch, but it's tiny, and to me pilot's watch are really supposed to be big, so it's a bit of a paradox in itself. The model number is SN0105-G-XB. So yeah, like I say, this one is quite small. Nice typical dial. You've got the triangle pointer at 12 and then the arrow as well, which you do see traditionally on pilots' watches. You've got Arabic numerals in white. Then you've got the yellow accents at 12, 3, 6 and 9. Of course, yellow hands as you can see. And the triangle in yellow. Script San Martin, very basic looking, but that's what you want. It's nice and simple, but you can also buy this one without the San Martin, so a complete sterile dial, which might be a better choice. Now I say this watch is small, and it is 36 millimeters in diameter, so it's proper vintage style. 10.5 millimeters thick, 46 lug to lug, and 18 mil lug width. So yeah, all the candidates are being a very small watch. Does have 100 meters of water resistance, no screw down crown, comes on this NATO strap that, to be quite frank, not a fan of at all. It's got some nice silverware or hardware to it, but the strap itself just doesn't feel very good quality, and this is busting to be changed off and put on something far better. Now then, this is quite interesting though, because it's powered by a Seiko VH31 Mecha Quartz movement. So we've got a quartz movement with a nice smooth tick second hand. I believe this is ticking 4 ticks per second. So you're getting that reliability of the quartz with it making it look a bit like a mechanical watch. Always a bit of a win-win. Case finishing, well, it's brushed on the sides. It's got that same bezel as the first watch, which is highly polished. Signed crown, and it's topped off with mineral K1 glass with AR coating, so no sapphire on this one. However, turn the lights off and you get a lume display like this, which is a two-tone lume. I always like a two-tone dial for some reason, and this one's putting on a great display. Haven't tested it for the longevity to see how long it takes to fade away, but yeah, look, it looks pretty decent, doesn't it? Here it is now, again on my 7-inch or 18cm wrist, and you get the perspective of that smaller size, which is, I don't know, I like small watches. Again, coming from the vintage world, I've got loads of 36mm watches in my collection. Just think it is spoilt a little bit by that strap. So lastly, the price, see it on the screen, £98.28. That's around about 120 US dollars. This is the cheapest watch I'm showing you today. I think that actually offers pretty decent value for money. The Mecha Quartz movement in this one is made by Seiko, so it's going to be reliable. Obviously battery powered, you're never going to have to set this watch or wind it up. Here it is with the sterile dial, and yeah, I really think that the sterile dial is better than that very plain San Martin script on this one. Clearly it's a big seller. They've sold 64 of these, 4.9 star reviews. There's only 8 actually written reviews that I've looked at, all of them basically saying how wonderful the watch is. So clearly it is a popular one, and yeah, a good choice from the ones that I'm showing you today. So let's move on to the next one. Here's watch number 4, possibly the weirdest one of the bunch. Is this a pilot's watch? I don't know. This is where I start showing up on my lack of knowledge on all other watch styles and brands. Perhaps this is homage in something that I'm not aware of. So if you do know something, then obviously comment below. I'll try to remain impartial. I don't personally like this one, but we'll review it anyhow. I can't actually find anybody else that's reviewed this watch on YouTube either, so I don't know why that would be necessarily. The model number on this one, SN0065-G1. So what can we say? Well, I think the case has got a bit of a Panerai look to it. It's all brushed. It's kind of like a square cushion case with a big thick bezel. Dial is very minimalist. Yeah, not a number in sight, just automatic. The printed San Martin logo, double lines at 12. But I'm sure somebody out there likes it. San Martin, according to their website, have sold all of 4 of these, so there's definitely 4 people in the world. So perhaps if you buy one of these, you might be the 5th. So therefore you're buying quite an exclusive watch, aren't you? So I am joking aside. Don't personally like the colour of this one, but they do a brown burst version, which suddenly makes it look a whole lot better. And look what a difference a dial makes. I really do like that brown burst, but I like the assortment of Roman numerals, Arabic numerals and symbols for the indices. That's so much a better watch indeed. They should have just sent me this one. I would have reviewed it, be very happy with it. The black one, I think, is just not to everybody's taste. This one has 100 meters of water resistance. It also has a screw down crown, which is a first for today. It's got an interesting movement. It is the YN55A, which is the Seiko Epson movement. I've actually not had this in a watch before. I know a lot of these micro brands were using it a few years ago when there was a shortage of NH35s. But it's Japanese, so it'll be reliable. It hacks, it hand winds. It's got 22 joules, 40-hour power reserve. So it's going to be decent enough as an entry-level automatic movement. Onto the sizing. Well, the last watch was the smallest. This one is by far the biggest. It's 40mm in diameter, 12.7mm thick, half-inch, 48mm lug to lug, and it's got a 21mm lug width. Why on earth would you use 21? I just don't know. Let's go over to the typical wrist shot. You can see what it looks like there now on my 7-inch wrist. If that floats your boat, then great. There'll be a link below. You can go and check out more about it. Let's also do the loom shot, of course. Quite interesting to see this one in the dark. Do actually quite like it. It's better in the dark than it is in the light, perhaps. I don't know. I'm being really cruel to this watch, aren't I? Let's face it. Lastly, the price. Here you can see £163.89. Now, that is not in any sale. That works out at about $200. I think if you're going to spend that sort of money, certainly with San Martin, you've got a lot more choice. So you've got to like the design. Again, I think the brown is definitely the pick of the bunch on this one. Definitely not a popular watch. 4 orders, 3 reviews. Need I say more? I think we should just move on really to the next one. Here's watch number 5, or should I say watches. This is actually available in 3 colours. There's a white dial as well. For some reason St. Martin have sent me 2 versions of the same one, so I'm including them both together because they are, as much as the same, they are very different, as you can see. This one is homaging again another Longines heritage range. Advertised as a pilot's watch. I don't really see a pilot's watch in this. I get the military flavour, the vintage vibe certainly. It's just a good all-round 3-hander. The model number on this one is SN0108-G. Like I said in all of them so far, there will be a link below. Please also stick around to the end of the video because there's an announcement I'm going to make as well. Here you can see both dials together. Certainly think the cream one is the winner. The black one is sort of like a charcoaly black. Both have got Arabic numerals. One has got the sort of whitish coloration, and then on the cream dial they are more of a black colour. These both do have lume, which I'll show you shortly. So what else can we say about them? Well, they're very plain and minimalist. Again, this is one that you can have with the St. Martin script or without the St. Martin script. Once again, I do think it looks better without. Quite a nice minute track running around the outside of the dial there. The numbers are slightly raised as well. But look at the handsets. Both handsets are identical. They're actually blued hands, which is great to see, definitely. But both filled with that sort of dark black lume. And why you put blued hands on a dark dial, I don't know, because that watch has become quite illegible. I'll put some wrist shots up now so you can kind of see what I mean and actually see the flavour of the watch, because it's still got good sizing. It's that same case that we've seen already. The sizes on this one are 38.5 diameter, 12mm thick, 47 lug to lug. But it's a 19mm lug, so we're going back again to that previous one that we've reviewed. Exactly the same case. Here are the watches side by side. The yellow dial one has got green lume and the dark dial has got blue lume. You know, obviously the dark dial you can see much better at night than you can in the day. I do joke about that, but seriously, inside at night you can't really read it as well as you'd hope, and you can't see the second hand at all, whereas the yellow dial is a lot better. The compromise here is the yellow dial has black lume, and you can already see it degrading, and this is just not even a time lapse. This is just as long as it's taken me to talk. So you're not going to see that lume last for very long on the yellow dial. Lovely finishing to the case. You can see there it's brushed finish. It's got drilled lugs. You don't really need them for all of these watches. It's quick release spring bars now, but again, I guess if you're going to fit a different strap, then those drilled lugs might come in handy. I like the brushing, I like the lugs are polished, and I like that double bubble bezel. That's a mouthful in itself. It's also got an AR coated sapphire crystal on this one, so it's got packed with all the good goodies you'd like to see. A signed crown, which is a decent size, easy enough to operate the watch and wind it. This is, however, fitted with the trusty Seiko NH35, so you all know what you're going to get. It's, again, 40 hours power reserve, hacking, hand winding, all the joys of that particular movement. And over to the price. This might be the killer. £181 out of the sale. That's around about $223. In the recent sale, it's now just over. This was down to $155, which again is around about $190. So you can see there's quite a bit of saving in the sales. So if you want to pick one of these up, then I suggest you wait for the sales to come, because there's going to be another one around the corner very soon, I'm sure. There's the white dial version. They haven't sold many, 9. It's got 1 review on this particular one, but they do actually have another listing that sold some more, but that's just the yellow dial version, so it's a bit strange why they've got 2 listings of the same watch. So again, I think you've really got to want this to want to spend that sort of money. I think for £180, give me £180, I'll find you a really, really nice vintage watch for that sort of money. But I appreciate that not everybody wants to buy a vintage watch because of all the problems that might come with that, with servicing, no waterproofing, stuff like this. This watch does have 100 meters of water resistance. However, it is not screw down crown. So again, it's buying that new watch that looks like a vintage watch, so you get the insurance of having the reliability and such like. So there you go, that's watch number 5. Please stay around to the end of the video where I've got an announcement. I'm sure you might want to see what that's going to be. Here we go with the 6th and final watch, and I think that I've saved the very best till last, because this one is my favourite out of all of them by far. I mean, to me, it just screams that vintage vibe. They've really got it well here. Nice set of cathedral hands, textured dial, even the San Martin script I think works quite well. Now this one is packed into a bronze case. I personally like a bronze case. I think it's going to age well, it's going to patina and turn sort of a greeny colour, but I appreciate that a bronze is not for everybody. I do actually think that San Martin have made various versions of this one, including a steel one and even a second dial at 6. Here you can see the dial close up, and look at that texture. I think that's really nice. The colour, it looks black in this video, but it is a slightly sort of charcoal grey colour. I like the minute track. You've got loom pips actually on the hour markers there as well. Everything is printed. It seems to be printed quite well when I look close up. Hands are gilded. Again, packed with loom, and then you've got the bronze case that you can see there, which is just sort of coarse finish, because I don't think you can do much for bronze. Now, don't draw your attention too much to the crown. It is a screw down crown on this one, and in the video I hadn't screwed it quite down enough. You'll see it later in a wrist shot, and it should be then a lot more tighter to the case than it is right now. But definitely that dial to me is a winner. And this is the display that feasts your eyes as long as you've just blasted it with the UV torch like I have. You've got double coloured loom. Not everybody's cup of tea, but I certainly like it. I like the way it looks on this watch in particular. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you like it, or would you prefer a standard same coloured loom throughout? From this angle you get to see the case finishing a little bit better. It's all linear brushing throughout, quite coarse as well. I think that might help when it starts aging with that patina. It might show it off a little bit more. Nice sign crown there as well, and then you get a glimpse of the stainless steel case back, which will help keep the tarnishing down, at least on the back of the watch, and protect your wrist a bit long term too. This one comes with a flat sapphire crystal with AR coating, so you've got all the goodies there, and then it's fitted with that Seiko Epson YN55 movement that we saw a little bit earlier. Bit of a base movement, but it's going to do the job just right. And there it is on my wrist. It's a lovely case size of 37mm in diameter. It's 11.4mm thick, 45 lug to lug, and a 20mm lug width. I don't think you want to change the strap on this one though, because the strap that comes with it is really, really nice. It's very soft. It's got this little step down from 20mm to 18mm, and that stitching with the double stitching at the top just gives it a real nice look to me. Very impressed with this strap. Best strap in the whole review today as well. Here's the price of this one out of the sale, £139.50, which is around about $170. In the sale it was £122. I think that offers tremendous value for money, given it's an automatic watch, it's in a bronze case, textured dial, everything about it. It's really, really nice. It's the one I'd choose out of all of the ones I've showed in this review. Let me know what you think. Definitely comment below on this one. You can see they've sold only 36 of them. There's 6 reviews. You can see here there's a quartz version, like I say, with that sub-second dial down there. So there are various versions if one of those might float your boat. So there we go. That is the end of all of these 6 reviews. So I'm going to cut to my bench to make my announcement. Okay, thanks for sticking to the end of the video and to hear the announcement. So I'm nearly at 2,000 subscribers. We got 1,920 as I speak. So I want to celebrate getting 2,000 subscribers with a giveaway. This is the first time I think I've actually appeared on my watch reviews. On my retro watches, I've been face to the camera many times in most of my videos, but on this channel I think it's the first time. So want to give a watch away. It's going to be one of the watches that we've just been reviewing in this 6 watch review. So remember these two. So we have the dark dial and then the sort of creamy yellow dial. So I plan to give away one of these watches to one of you lucky guys out there, and all you've got to do is leave a comment below. I don't know, write something nice or whatever your favorite watch was in the review, or I'm really rubbish at doing reviews, whatever you want to leave, fine. And then pick your choice. Would you like a dark one? Would you like the cream version? That's all you've got to do. Once the channel hits 2,000 subscribers, I will then probably make an announcement somewhere in the comment section, either in the video or in the channel page itself, to let you know how many days I've got left. Then I'll sit down. My daughter, who's 10 years old, who's appeared a few times on giveaways on my other channel, is dying to get back on YouTube. So we'll draw a name out of the hat, and the lucky winner will get one of these free of charge. I will send it anywhere in the world. It's going to be at my cost. This channel hasn't been monetized yet at all. I've still got to have another 2,000 watch hours before YouTube will even start promoting the channel. So I'd appreciate it if anybody can watch videos, keep watching and watching, and put the hours in, and then that's really going to help the channel to grow and hopefully do some more giveaways in the future. Just setting up now to do a video on the main channel. I'm restoring a Zenith. This is my first working on a Zenith. It's a Zenith Defy from the 1970s. Put a photo of it now. This is a 36,000 beat per hour watch, so it's a very high beat, proper high beat. ETA movement inside. It's going to be pretty good stuff. Hoping to rebuild it and get this video out in the next week or two. So definitely head over to My Retro Watches, subscribe to that channel if you haven't already, and look at some of the content over there. I'm a hobbyist watchmaker, been at it for years, and just trying to spread the love of how to take a watch apart and put it back together again. So there we go. Don't forget, you've got to subscribe to this channel. Please give it a thumbs up. Thumbs up is all I'm ever going to ask for channels, because that's the most important thing. It helps the algorithm. And of course, comment below, choose your colour, say something nice, even say something nasty, and you will get yourself into the pot. So stay tuned, keep a lookout on the channel pages, and I will announce when I'm going to do it. We'll do a video, draw the name out of the hat, and one of you will win one of these San Martin watches. Thanks very much for watching. See you soon in the next video, which is coming up very soon. Bye for now.